Hello, my name is Madison, and today I wanted to go over my hermit crab tank or my crabitat. The reason for the video was just because I couldn't really find any other videos on YouTube of people showing their crabitats or hermit crab tanks. Sorry, this is my dog Cleo. She wants to play with mom because she's on the floor. But yeah, I just wanted to go in the tank, take a look in my tank, and you guys can just see what's in there. More, I guess, for education, but also it's just fun to see other people's crabs and their setups. I am a new crab owner. I've had my crabs. I have 5 of them. I have 2 jumbos and 3 maybe small. I think they're just medium. They're all purple pinchers. I think one of them's an Ecuadorian, but they're all definitely purple pinchers. But I'm a new mom. I've only had them less than a year. I don't know how long it is, but less than a year. I've been mostly just researching, and the tank itself was the biggest roadblock in getting the crabs because they're so expensive, and I wanted to get a big one. That one's a 30-gallon. I thought it was a 50-gallon at first because I just bought it off a friend, and she didn't even know how much it was because she got it at a garage sale. But I got that from her because she wasn't using it. She never used it, but it was she gave it to me for free, but she herself only spent $25. But I knew, like, in real life, that would be hundreds of dollars, a 30-gallon. And like I said, I thought it was a 50. I wanted a 50. 50 gallons are so expensive. And then you have to think about the stand, what it's going to stand on. I didn't want it just sitting on the floor. Obviously, I have 2 dogs and a cat, and they would be very interested. Also, the floor is cold, so, you know, crab setup, you kind of want to heat and humidity, whatnot. So the stand itself is so expensive, and then if you buy an aquarium with the tank that already comes with the stand, oh my god, even more expensive. It's crazy expensive. So that's my biggest roadblock. Like I said, I got this one for free. But yeah, and then I mean, like I said, I was just learning. I mainly go, sometimes Google, sometimes I just randomly Google and find a site. But really, like, everything I've learned came from HCA, hermitcrabassociation.com, and they're awesome. And like literally anything you could possibly know, or want to know, or any question that you have, it's been answered by somebody, like, tried and true method. Not just what somebody else Googled, but what they've actually tried and learned and experienced is on there. I thought at one point that I, like, learned a huge secret in the crab world because I put plexiglass underneath my terrarium top, you know? And I thought, oh my god, I'm a genius, I'm gonna put it on there, and, like, everyone's gonna thank me. And then I, like, went to go put it on there, and I saw somebody else put it under there. So, like, literally anything you want to know or could know, you're gonna find it on there. So that's where I've learned most of everything that you're gonna see in the tank. Other things, like deals, like, again, because they're not expensive crabs to have once you have them, but when you're first looking into getting them, they're super expensive. Like that's what I'm going to show you, and like all this stuff back here, you can kind of see there's more of it. Over $700, and that's, like I said, in less than a year that I've had them. And that was money that I had to get right off the bat because I didn't want to get the crabs and only have half of what I needed. So yeah, over $700, and I still have stuff coming in Amazon today and tomorrow, this weekend. So yeah, so HCA, wonderful website. I would say definitely go on there if you want crabs, you don't have them, or if you have crabs and you want to know more, read up. Super great. But yeah, let me show you my tank. So here is my tank. It's a 30-gallon. I think I said that earlier. It has a top. It's just your basic terrarium lid. It does have those little holes in there. I forget what it's called, but currently I have 2 pieces of plexiglass squares, so you can see that. Yeah, I have 2 pieces of them on either side, just to keep in all the humidity and the heat, you know, the temperature, keep it at the right temp and humidity level. But this midsection, because I do have the opening right there and the heat lamp, I don't feel comfortable putting the heat lamp on top of a piece of plexiglass. I know it won't melt it. I did, you know, I have searched that, and it won't melt it, but I did it for like a few seconds because sometimes I just slide these over. You know, I just slide those over, and it had some weird smell, and I don't know what that's going to do to the crabs, and I just don't like it. I don't want my house smelling like that, so I don't, but I also don't like this tin foil up there, so I don't know what I'm going to do. But for now, this is my tank setup, and my levels do stay really well. Right now it's at 88% humidity, which is awesome. Hopefully you can see that. And then it's at 73 degrees. It could be warmer, but that's not horrible. I mean, 70 to 80 is fine. As far as I'm concerned. So my favorite part of the tank, the part that I'm most proud of, are these water bowls. That big white one is the fresh water, the dechlorinated fresh water, and I'll explain how I do that. And then this back one is a plastic Tupperware just a plastic Tupperware, and that's salt water, and it's about this deep, yeah. So those, the little ladders, that's plastic canvas, sorry, and I bought them from Michael's for like, these little clear squares were like 90 cents or something, and then the sheet was only 30 cents. They didn't have a clear one, otherwise I would have just bought that and said no thanks to these little squares, but my Michael's had a really limited selection, but super cheap, super awesome. I learned that little trick from HCA, the Hermit Crab Association, and basically I just cut these into thinner strips. How you can see that's thinner. I just cut them in half, and then with the two halves I zip tied them. Super ingenious, whoever was the first person to think about that. Super awesome, and I'm so happy with myself, so proud, and my crabs actually use them, which is even better. So yeah, so that's in there. That way they can completely submerge. I didn't know that, but before I ever owned them, I didn't know that they actually need to submerge in the water. They don't just drink salt water and fresh water. They actually go in both of them, and they fill their tank. They fill their shells up with the water, and I think that's super awesome, super cool thing that I learned. That's so basic, but I didn't know that, and so that's why they have to be deep. But then of course you don't want to drown them, so the little ladders, they climb in and out. Originally I had river rocks in there instead of the ladder. I had the river rocks in there, but then I'm filling up the whole bowl with the rocks, and now they can't submerge, so it didn't make sense. And I also had it around their bowls, the rocks, but then it was like the crabs weren't burying under them because the rocks were in the way, so I just took them out, and I like it how it looks now. I might use the rocks for something else, but right now I don't. They really like to climb on stuff too. So that's a little staircase that I got from PetSmart for like a fish tank or a reptile or something, but use it in there. And then I have a little fake plant. All this has suction cups on there. But yeah, super cute. I find them a lot up in here, or they like climb on this staircase and they like are upside down on it, like halfway on the side back here, and like hanging upside down. They're crazy. But yeah, I find them a lot in these little fake leaves. Let me put my hand in here. This little section right here is where the stairs meet the ground. Oh my gosh, my crab! My crab is out! I call him Green Guy. Oh my gosh, he's like my most active crab, and it's so funny because he's like my smallest one. Oh my god, let's cover him back up. But yeah, see, I was just gonna say, I find all my crabs back there, and look, is Green Guy. That is so funny. I'm so happy he's out. That's so crazy because I have like this huge window open. It's super sunny in here, and they normally don't come out. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited now. But yeah, that's Green Guy. I haven't picked an official name because he's just Green Guy because his shell's green, but he's gonna move out. So I'm so happy. So anyway, one of the things I learned is like having this natural like tree bark or even pieces of wood in here, you get mold. And I don't know how I didn't know that or didn't think of it. I never saw that anywhere. It was really unfortunate because they really like moss pits. They really like moss pits, and I had one. You can see now it's in a glass container, but I had one of those, like they're those wooden domes that has a tree bark on top and whatnot. It was in one of those. I'm gonna turn on my heat lamp for him because he's awake. Sorry, so I had one of those in there, and I had my moss under there, but with the heat lamp, and it's sitting right on top of that moss, it was drying out my moss. So I was going in, I was spraying it, because it was drying out, and when I pulled the lid off, it was covered in mold, so I had to like clean everything, not everything, but just that little area in that moss, and I had to throw that away. And so I went to the dollar store to buy stuff, and just to buy like a new covering, the little hiding spot that they like. And originally I was just going to buy like a plastic bowl or something like I did back here. I did use that tactic. I have 3 moss pits. You can see that's a flower pot, a little plastic flower pot. I just cut a hole in so they can climb in there, and there's moss coming out of it. And then right above it is another moss pit. It's a shower caddy, again from the dollar store, all sectioned on the corner there. And then I zip tied this vine all from the dollar store in there because it's like, I don't know if you can see, there's holes under there, so it's zip tied in there. So they climb up. So far this has not grown mold. I don't think it will. I think it's like maybe saltwater treated piece of driftwood or something. I'm not sure what that wood is, but that has no mold. I forget what these pieces of wood are, but I know they're safe for hermit crabs because when I first bought them from Petco, I did research them. I remember that, and they are safe. I just can't remember what they are. I'm sorry. But yeah, none of that has grown mold. But anyway, I'm trying to tell you, this glass thing, I don't want to move anything because my crab, but this glass thing here, I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it freaking says pinch on there for my crabs. How can I not buy that? So yeah, that's their moss pit now. There's probably a crab in there, but I don't want to disturb it. But yeah, and then here's some other moss too. It's a different kind. I'm not sure what their names are, but this is more like an actual plant, but it's so durable. I mean, it's not even fully planted in there, and it's doing fine. But yeah, they like that. I find them in there just sitting in there sometimes, or I see the sand is like being disrupted underneath, and they're climbing out from the bottom when it gets late at night. So yeah, that's some interesting little things in there. Some things I put in. Now for the food, let me know. I just got this bowl before. I had a bigger one in there. Let me know if that's too small, if y'all think that's too small. So I do give them, what is that in there? Okay, eggshells. That little white stuff is eggshells for calcium, because I do need that. But then really the staples, what I put in there pretty much every day is this dried omnivore mix. It's in a plastic bag because like as soon as I brought the bag home from the pet store and I walked out of the room, my cat had it on the ground and was attacking it. So there's a hole in it. So it's in there to stay fresh. It has so much good stuff in there. It has crickets, mealworms, bok choy, what else? Freeze-dried peas and green beans. And then it has fruit. It has apples and pears. I didn't know that when I first bought it. So super awesome. They love it. I do crush it up. I crush up all their food. Not like to powder, but just a little bit so that they can feed it. They have small mouths and whatnot, and some of my crabs are smaller than others. I do have 2 jumbos, but I do crush most of it. So what else I have in there? Some river shrimp. Not have this thing in a plastic bag because it is so strong smelling. It's ridiculous. Burns my nose holes. So yeah, some plastic shrimp that they love, and as soon as I put it in their tank, they all come running to it. Yeah. Okay. And the other thing that I do put in there pretty normally is just a few pellets of your standard hermit crab food that you buy at the pet store. Don't attack me. I know it's not the best. I just put like 3 or 4 little pellets in there because it does have some good stuff. It's just not, of course I wouldn't feed this only to them every day. You know, that wouldn't be good. They probably wouldn't live very long. But it does have some good stuff in there that they do need, vitamins and stuff. So I will put that in there. They're super hard pellets, so you have to crush them. And all my way that I do that is I just wrap it in plastic wrap. I put all their food in there. I don't crush the shrimp because those are soft, and yeah, so I don't crush those, but I will put all of their food in here. You can kind of see like some residue. All their food, just kind of close it up and then beat it with a meat mallet, and it works pretty good. I do have some unopened, or I think I just bought 2 bags of omnivore mix because they literally love it so much. I never wanted to run out, and the way it's looking, 1 bag is going to last me like a year. It'll probably expire before they even eat it because they eat such a little amount. Here's like a little treat. It's just shaved coconut, and I'll just put like, let's see, I'll put like a little piece like that in there and just sort of shred it up with my fingers, and they like that. And then of course, fruit. I would give them fruits, like fresh fruits. I will put like a little tiny baby bit of apple in there, and then I put it to tomatoes, technically fruit. They love tomatoes. They love like lettuce, dark greens, spinach. I've never given them cow, but they probably love it. Fruits I've heard are not, you shouldn't like spoil them with fruits. Maybe it's too sweet or something. So I don't give them too much of that, but they do love it. What else? Okay, their shells. Their shells. That's a huge part of their tank too. Let's see. So number 1 thing that you should know, everyone should know, that I'm glad I know, is that turbo shells are the way to go. Sorry, I want to cover up all this stuff. So yeah, so they're turbo shells. They have the nice circular opening. They're not like super long. They're not making the crab like get caught in places. So yeah, and then look how pretty that is. So pretty. I got most of my shells from Amazon because you can buy them in like packs of 10 in like all different sizes. So I do get most of them from there. That big one that I just showed you, I have 2 crabs that could fit in there, but they refuse to move out of their pet store shells because I've only had them for I've had them for a very short amount of time. But I do have probably 1 crab that could fit into this. Look how perfectly circular that is for the little crab body. I'll show you some shell mistakes I've made. Let me pull a few out of here. So like this one, mistake, I'll explain why. pretty much all the pretty ones, don't buy. No, I'm kidding. But, yeah. So this one, mistake. So I bought them, these two originally. This one I thought, oh yeah, that's a circular opening, right? You can totally buy that. But this little long piece right here, they don't like that. Because I did have my big one, Tarzan. He's the biggest. He has tried to move into the shell like 3 times, and then he just goes back into his original shell. But he has tried to move in there, and then he kind of walks around, and this piece, he just gets stuck on everything. He tries to go into little, like the little moss pits I was showing you. He can't fit in there because that piece is sticking out. So he always changes back, but I leave it in there because, who knows, he obviously likes it, something about it. And it's just pretty, you know, some things I have in there just for decoration like that. Definitely this one I have in there for decoration. It's so pretty and it makes me so mad that nobody's in there. But you can tell, okay, that's a piece of poop, that black thing. Another new thing that I learned, very interesting thing, is their poop is hard. It's not soft. I thought it would be soft. They poop in their shells. I don't know why when I heard that I was like, what? No way they poop in their shells, but obviously where else are they going to go? And then when they go in the water, they can rinse it out, or probably when they walk it falls out. I don't know. I haven't researched their poop, but so maybe somebody has tried to move in there because it's in there. I mean, not empty that on my floor. But yeah, look how pretty it is, and it's spiky, so I think maybe they haven't moved into it because of that. It also has that little pokey edge back here. So yeah, that's upsetting, but I do leave it in there because what if? So what else? Oh, here's a good thing to, sorry, my face is so close to the camera. This one, another D shape. I've heard from the Hermit Crab Association different crabs, because there are different types of crabs. Most of mine are purple pinchers. I think only one's an Ecuadorian. You can look them up and like see the different types. I don't want to pull out my crabs right now because they don't like that, but certain different crabs, they actually prefer different shells. That's so cool. Like, they're fashion conscious. So yeah, this one's a D shape. None of my crabs like that. There's one crab in there who's in a painted shell from the pet store because I just got him and he just buried himself immediately, and I really haven't seen him since then. He's in a D-shaped shell, but he's a purple pincher, and yeah, he needs to move out because it's painted anyway. But I put this in there because who knows, what if he does just like those types of shells, but probably not. And it's pretty, and I hope maybe somebody will go in there, but probably not. I'm probably gonna move. I have, like, this weekend I have just more shells coming in because I don't have enough big ones for my big guys. They're coming in from Amazon. And once those come in, because some little ones too are coming in, smaller ones, I'm going to take out all those mistake shells I just showed you and put them in. I have a little shell holder. But yeah, that's my tank. Probably the most important part of anything I'm going to show you is your substrate, your sand, your bedding, whatever you want to call it. Right now I have sand, and then I do have down here crushed coral. Let me know if you know anything about that. I use HCA a lot, but I can't remember her name. I'll have to look it up. She's had crabs for like 35 years, and she said she recommended at the bottom of your tank, like how you can see this, you put like 2 to 3 inches. Like, all this is all that crushed coral, and then the rest of it, she said to do sand, or you could do coconut fiber. Whenever I clean out my tank in like 6 months, I'll probably clean it out. I take everything out and redo all the sand. Put fresh stuff in there. I'm probably going to do half sand, half coconut fiber because I just like that. I've been watching a lot of stuff about it, and I really like the coconut fiber. So it'll be looking different in a few months. But so the reason that my tank cost $700 was because I made a huge mistake when buying the sand, and I was buying it from like the pet store, not calcium sand, sorry, because that's bad. It could stick your crab into his shell when it wet and then it hardens. Some people say that they've had experiences like that, so I stay away from that. But the sand that I did buy, it was so expensive, and I kept hearing people say, like, go to Home Depot, buy play sand, but I was like, well, it's probably not that big of a price difference, and I just wanted to buy the sand right away. I was so excited to get my crabs once I got this tank, and it was like a reality that I could have the crabs, that I didn't even do my research. Like, I've researched so much about the actual crab, like, care of the crab, like what to do. But when it came to like the price, I did not search around at all. So for the sand and that coral, it was almost $80 to only fill up my tank, like to right here. So all this, I did that twice. So what? I spent $160 on this sand, to only get it to right here, and at the highest part, I think like right here it's at 8 inches, when really I could fill up like half my tank. Like that's gonna be my plan eventually, is like half my tank is gonna be the substrate. So $160 for that sand that I showed you, that's in my tank right now. I went to Home Depot, and for a 50-pound bag of play sand, it was less than $5. So I don't even want to think about that, but for you guys, just know, go to Home Depot, go to Lowe's, some hardware store, whatever, you guys have near you. Get a huge bag of sand for so cheap. Yeah, I just want to kick myself every time I look at the sand. So that's the most important part. This coral, yeah, so let me know if you guys know if that's a bad thing or if it's a good thing. I haven't seen anything about it on HCA as far as I've looked, or studied. So let me know what you guys know about that. But yeah, so this is the crushed coral. I don't have any more bags of this sand. I've used it all. It's all in there. This is the play sand. It's not as pretty as this. It's sort of like a gray color that I got from Petco. And then this is more brown, and it's not that pretty. But that's what I use, and my crabs love it. They're all buried except for the green guy. But yeah, that's my sand. That's the end of the video. I hope that I covered all the basics. I hope I got to say everything that I wanted to say and answered a lot of your questions or just entertained you for a few minutes. But thanks so much. You guys have a good rest of your day.